So I'd been paying child support and alimony for almost 8 years, and it was coming to an end. But before I filed a petition for child support modification, I sent this beautiful email to my ex-wife, discharging her from any and all financial obligation when it comes to my kids' education. Any decent spouse would have been extremely happy, but not her. She went to hire a lawyer instead. A dirty lawyer, I might add. Here's the email I just told you about. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it for yourself. For the past 8 years, I've paid over $200,000 worth of child support. And also understand that when my divorce was final, I gave half of my retirement savings to my ex-wife. And this is despite the fact that for the 13 years we lived together, she refused to work for 10 of those years. I actually had to pay someone to clean the house. And while I was paying child support, I was also giving allowance to my kids. In fact, when my older daughter went to college, I gave her $400 a month for her personal use. And yes, you heard that correctly. While my older daughter was attending college and therefore emancipated, I was still making child support payment for her. 29 months extra child support payment. Yes, 29 months extra child support payment for my older daughter who had already emancipated and who was already attending college. You heard that correctly. What I haven't told you yet, and you probably already figured it out, my ex-wife doesn't like to work and she doesn't want to work. So she hired this guy, a dirty lawyer. I went through 3 depositions for an average of 5 hours each. During depositions, this guy would engage in gimmicks. It was extremely dismissive. It was insulting and very condescending. Like I said, he engaged in gimmicks, deceptions, and character assassinations. I actually had to file a complaint against this guy with the Florida bar. I'll put up the bar findings on the screen so you can see it for yourself. So, they didn't want me to stop paying child support. So they wanted me to keep paying child support. So to keep that up, they committed 2 crimes. My ex-wife lawyer advised her to quit her job and apply for Social Security disability benefits, which she did, but she was not disabled. Her own doctor's clinical findings show that she was not disabled. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it for yourself. And Social Security had actually rejected her application. And that's not all. Listen to this. They fabricated a document stating that I did not honor my time-sharing obligation. They manufactured evidence and filed it with a court. That's a crime. That is a crime. And listen to this. During one of the hearings, my ex-lawyer mentioned that my ex-wife lawyer's employee email each other. And every time they email each other, that creates a charge to the client. So you know where this is going. So they email each other for the sole purpose of creating charges for the client. In other words, they cheat their own clients. They cheat their own clients. As you can see, this guy doesn't run a law firm. In my opinion, this guy runs a mafia. He runs a mafia. What I didn't know at the time and that I know now is that the judge and my ex-wife teams of lawyers and some other people like the Gardner item were having private conversations behind closed doors with the judge about the case. And I have no idea. I had no idea this was going on. And those conversations were never challenged in a courtroom. My ex-wife looked so confident on the stand, it was unbelievable. Because she knew she had the support of a judge. She lied with impunity on the stand. A lawyer engaged in obvious lies. He engaged in obvious lies in a courtroom without the judge sanctioning them. The judge dismissed all my exhibits. I had no evidence to present to the court. He dismissed pretty much all my exhibits. I had no evidence to present to the court. I prepared for hours for this trial. I had no idea that the outcome of the trial was predetermined. I had no idea that the trial was fixed. So the judge set aside the facts. He disregarded the law. He disregarded the evidence and ruled on a case based on private conversations he had behind closed doors with the other party. This is not the way the system is supposed to work. This is not the way the system is supposed to work. In fact, this is why diversity is important when it comes to administration of justice. Folks, personal relationship cannot be factored in the administration of justice. The rule of law means the law treats each of us alike. There isn't one rule for the rich and another one for the less fortunate among us. There is not one rule for friends and another one for foes. The notion that our justice system is unshakable is not true. It's not true at all. The judge's conduct in this case has totally and completely undermined my confidence in our justice system. What I forgot to tell you is this. The judge threatened to send me to jail. The judge threatened to send me to jail. Can you imagine someone with this kind of power threatened to send you to jail? Unchecked power, tremendous amount of power. This is how they send innocent black men to jail. This is why the judicial qualification commissions in Florida need to look into this case. This is why the Florida bar needs to look into this case. So, to summarize all of this, I filed a simple child support modification petition because my kid emancipated. My ex-wife, who doesn't want to work, who doesn't like to work, who sues companies to make money because she doesn't want to work, opposed it. And she hired a dirty lawyer, a crooked lawyer, who advised her to commit crimes, who himself committed crimes. And all of this with the complicity of a corrupt judge. The judge ordered me to fund a fake self-imposed retirement. That's wrong. That is wrong. I want you to understand this. The judge ordered me to pay my ex-wife lawyer's fee, $73,000. In addition to that, he also ordered me to fund a fake self-imposed retirement. If you add those two amounts together, I don't even know how much I'm paying. I believe that it comes close to $200,000. That's in addition to the over $200,000 that I've already paid in child support. Unbelievable. The clerk of the court sent me a letter notifying me that I was done paying child support and alimony. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it for yourself. With all of that, I still pay an extra 29 months of child support for my older daughter and an extra 9 months of child support for my younger daughter. What kind of system is this? What kind of system is this? Understand that I've already paid over $200,000 in child support. I've also given my ex-wife half of my retirement savings. I had discharged her from participating in funding my kids' college education. I was going to do that on my own. I've paid 29 extra months of child support. 29 extra months of child support payment for my older daughter. 9 months of extra child support payment for my younger daughter at twice the rate I used to pay for the previous 7 years. How much is enough? How much is enough? How much is enough? Where do I go? Who do I talk to when I'm wronged by this judicial system? Who do I talk to? This notion, this very notion of equal justice for all does not exist. It just doesn't. It's a myth. This is white privilege on display, on full display in a Florida courtroom. They want to protect a white woman. For what? From whom? Who do I talk to? Who do I talk to when the judicial system wrongs me? Where do I go? They have destroyed my company, a very promising company. They have destroyed my life and subsequently my kids' lives because they want to protect the so-called white woman. White privilege. The black man is guilty. I'm guilty until I'm proven innocent. It's very hard to live in this country as a black man.